At the same time, the world began to fall apart around them. The walls fell, the floors cracked, and the cell shook as if it wanted to tear itself apart from reality. Mr. Floyd looked as if he was reaching out to Noah. His mouth opened, but no words came out as he disappeared too. Noah grabbed Kane's hand. "Run, we gotta go." What's happening?" "The dream is falling apart. We don't have long. We need to get outside." Hand in hand, the two ran through the twisting corridor, searching for the light that would be their savior as the world rumbled around them. Booms echoed throughout the building so loud they could feel it in their very cores. Kane's hand and Noah's felt sweaty. Noah was sure he felt the same. His legs burned, his muscles screamed out in pain, begging for relief. When had been the last time he had run like this? Probably after... There's the door! They sprung out of the door into the world outside, just in time to watch the entire castle fall down into a heap, then get sucked out of existence. The world outside looked much the same as when they first arrived, but soon it wouldn't. Soon it too would collapse and disappear. A fleeting dream that could never truly exist. Shit. Let's go. How do we get out of here? If we go back to where we came in, there should be a way. The two turned to leave, but someone stood in their way. A man with blonde hair and deep green eyes. My boy. The two men froze. Their mouth hung open with surprise, and their eyes were so wide it wouldn't have been a surprise to either of them if they simply burst out of their heads. The man smiled softly, a sweet smile that reminded one of a sunflower in full bloom. A sweet smile that could only belong to one person. August? He looked at Noah with sadness in his eyes. Noah? Noah had a million questions running through his mind, a million things he wanted to say, a million things he wanted to do. But his mouth wouldn't cooperate. He couldn't say a single word. How many times had he gone over a situation like this in his head? How many speeches had he prepared were he ever to see August again? Tears formed in the corners of his eyes. Kane continued to stare, deep in confusion. Who? How? Is he a part of the dream? Mr. Floyd knew him well, so it wouldn't be a surprise. But he looked so whole, so real. Who are you? My name is Crow. Who are you? He waited for those words he wished for so dearly. For him to be real, for him to be August. I am nobody, just a wanderer. You two had best be going before you cease to exist along with the rest of this world. The boy named Crow smiled at them, the same gentle smile that Noah knew so well. He wanted to run back to him, to ask him those million questions, but instead he felt a tug at his hand. Kane. Noah, we have to go. But he... When Noah looked back, he was gone. Just before the world turned in on itself, Kane and Noah escaped. The same falling feeling, the same fear deep in his stomach, and then he was back home in a reality where he was alone. When Noah opened his eyes, he was once again in his house, sitting in front of his easel, on it a half-completed painting. Green fields that twisted into something sinister, something beyond reason. He lifted his brush once again, and this time every stroke came with ease. It was as if he was spilling his very soul onto the canvas. Each and every drop of paint reflected him. That ease was something he hadn't felt in far too long, but his mind was elsewhere. Crow. If Kane hadn't, I could have asked you those million questions. I could have felt you again. Even if we could only chat for a little while, that would have been enough. Is it you? He looked just like you. His smile reminded me so much of yours. Crow and August. Please. A knock sounded from the front door, and for some reason Noah stood up from his painting and opened it. Something in the past he would have simply ignored. Perhaps his mind was too occupied for him to consider what he was doing. Perhaps when he opened that door, somewhere deep inside of him hoped to see a certain someone with a smile like spring and eyes as deep as a forest. But the person on the other side of his door was a man he had never seen before. That man with white hair pushed past Noah into his house. Noah stood still in shock, his eyes following the man in disbelief. He kicked over a few canvases from a forgotten couch in the corner of the room and sat down, making himself at home. Only a moment later he picked up the remote and turned on the TV, kicking his legs up onto an abandoned painting. What the fuck? What the hell are you doing? Get out or I'm going to call the police. Your phone service got cut off. His voice was flat and matter-of-fact. And how the hell would you know that? I saw the disconnection notice in your trash. Noah shut the door and approached the man filled with apprehension. Who the hell just comes into someone's house, sits on their couch and turns on the TV on? What's going on? Alright, jackass, who are you? Ivan. Noah finally got a good look at this Ivan. His hair was bleached completely white and his eyes were different colors. His clothes were strange, as if he belonged on a catwalk instead of surrounded by all of this mess. Still, he had no trouble making himself at home. He leaned back into the couch, completely uninterested in Noah. His eyes rested on the TV, his expression bored. What's going on? Finally, Noah noticed it. Markings that ran up his arm and neck. Markings he had seen before, more than once on that very same TV. What do you want from me? I'm staying here tonight. I don't have anywhere else to go. Answer the damn question. You got a problem? I said I'm staying here tonight. But why? 'Cause I've taken an interest in you. Anyway, I'm tired. Where's the bedroom? Without thinking, Noah pointed towards the door. Thanks, you can take the couch. Ivan stood from his place, straightened out his clothes, then went into the bedroom. Noah stood still in shock, wondering what just happened. Shaking his head, he picked up his brush again to paint. I'll deal with him later. I can't lose this inspiration. Love how he just lets a stranger randomly sleep on his couch and just went back to painting because nothing is more important than his art. No, wait, the stranger isn't even sleeping on his couch, he's sleeping in his fucking bedroom. But I'm in for that. The end of his pencil slowly tapped against his desk as his eyes concentrated on the blonde boy's profile. 1 week ago, August had moved into the class. The initial buzz around him had become subdued and he had fit in with the others easily. He was naturally charming, kind, smart. In short, he could have become friends with anyone. Yet all week they had walked home from school together. They had eaten lunch together during their breaks. Something about Noah's mind was fixated on him. His voice, his smile, the way he was so interested in absolutely everything, no matter who was talking. The way he thought Noah was so amazing. The way he would hang on to each and every one of his words and treat them like the greatest treasures. Noah was completely enamored, whether he realized it or not. Noah, is there something you need? No, Mr. Floyd, I'm sorry. He put the pencil down, embarrassed about being called out in front of everyone yet again. Before August had arrived, he had tried his best to blend into the background, to be ignored wherever possible. It didn't seem to be working. The class laughed at him, everyone except for August and Kane. He buried his head in his workbook, his cheeks a deep red, anything to escape their laughs. But he knew well enough he would laugh too if it were someone else. That's all for this week, class. No homework since I'm feeling particularly kind right now. Make sure you do some self-study if you find yourself with extra time. The bell rang and everyone began clearing out of the room. Kane sauntered over to Noah's desk, a lopsided smile on his face. Nice tapping. Shut up, I was just thinking. About? Class, of course. Right, Hamlet is so interesting after all. Noah rolled his eyes, but he still laughed in return. Anyway, wanna stop by the arcade on the way home? Apparently they have some new machines. I wish. My parents got me a new tutor, so I gotta go straight home. Boo, that sucks. Well, enjoy. I'll go have fun without you. Asshole. Like a spring shower of flowers, August walked up to the stand beside Kane. That same gentle, kind smile on his face. Could we stop by a store on the way home? I wanted to buy some new film. Noah's too busy for us tutoring, apparently. I have enough time for that. Oh, how mean. Kane doesn't deserve that. Like, I'm totally here to raise up August, but my poor man. I'm gonna play all the routes anyways. What? That won't take that much time. We can go to the arcade another day. Right, I'll come too then. Thought you were going to play games. Oh, if you're busy, I can go by myself. No, I'm not really that busy, so I can come. Noah stood from his desk and picked up his backpack. For some reason, Kane looked disappointed. Instead of noticing that, though, Noah couldn't keep his eyes away from August. The three of them left the classroom behind. Walking down the stairwell, August suddenly paused. "Oh, I think I left my camera in my desk. You two can go on ahead. I don't want to keep you waiting when you have tutoring. We can walk together another time." August waved at Noah and Kane before disappearing back up the staircase. Kane turned to leave, only stopping when he noticed Noah wasn't moving. "Come on, he said to leave without him." "You go on ahead. I wait." "I'll just wait too." "It's fine. You wanted to go to the arcade anyways." A look that Noah didn't quite understand passed over Kane's handsome features before he shrugged. He turned and started going down the stairs before he looked back up at Noah. "Yeah, I wanted to go with you. See you tomorrow then." He disappeared from the stairwell, leaving Noah alone waiting. He tapped his foot nervously and cleared his throat. His palms felt sweaty, and for some reason he suddenly wished Kane had stayed after all. What am I even meant to say to him one-on-one? Kane's always been there. "Oh!" A few steps higher than him, August paused in surprise, his hands both a small pink camera and his glasses. Look at him. A light dusting of red stood out against his pale skin. Noah desperately searched for something, anything to say, but he came up blank. August finished polishing his glasses before placing them back on his face as if to confirm what he was seeing was actually happening. "You should have gone on ahead. You didn't have to wait for me." "It's no big deal. I wanted to go together anyways." August's surprise turned into a smile. Because we haven't had that much of a chance to get to know each other." "I like that. Why don't we go now then, before I make you any more late?" August brushed past Noah, leading the way. A faint floral-like smell followed him. The two left the school side by side. A breeze so light that it was barely noticeable blew through the quiet street, gently ruffling August's hair. It wasn't something Noah tried to notice. It was more like he couldn't help but notice. At first they walked in silence. It wasn't awkward, but Noah still racked his mind trying to come up with anything to say. Anything that would make him sound cool or funny or like someone August would want to be friends with. "So, do you like the school?" "Why that? I sound so lame." "Yeah, I do. Everyone's been really nice to me. I like Mr. Floyd too, he's fun." "Yeah, you said you move around a lot, right?" "My dad's job involves a lot of travel, so I've never stayed anywhere longer than a year. I'm not even sure how long we'll stay here, to be honest." "Your mom must hate that." "I'm sure she would, but actually she died a long time ago." What have I done? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean... Don't worry, there's no way you could have known, it's okay. What was she like? My dad said she was a lot like me, but I don't know, she died during childbirth. I'm just making things worse. Why, Noah, why? Sorry, I made the atmosphere a little heavy, didn't I? I haven't told anyone else before. No, it's okay. I don't mind what we talk about, I just like talking to you. Well, I like talking to you too. Oh, they're so cute. They're so cute, oh my god. The sun beat down on their faces, warming them to their cores. Every step felt as if it echoed through Noah's body. How about this? Can you guess why my name is August? Well, were you born in August? He smiled wide, brighter than the sun. I'm August, born in August. That's cute. I don't know about cute. Maybe my parents just picked the first thing they thought of. Noah shook his head. It suits you. You feel like an August, born in August. Thanks, Noah. Oh, this is the store I wanted to go into. Do you want to come inside or wait here? Noah looked up at the store. The windows was filled with cameras of all shapes and sizes. I'll wait here. Okay, I'll be quick. It's okay. Take your time. As soon as August disappeared into the store, Noah leaned against the wall, banging his head on it a few times. Why'd I have to say all of that? What if he hates me now? It feels like someone's holding my tongue whenever I talk to him. What's wrong with me? It's never like this with Kane, or with anyone else in class. It's just him. With a sigh, Noah looked down at his phone. He already had 3 missed calls from his mother. But as his eyes went from his phone screen to August, who he could just see from the window front of the camera store, the choice was obvious. He buried his phone back into his pocket just as August came gliding out of the store. Noah stood up straight instantly and cleared his throat. What did you buy? I needed some new film for my camera, see? August pulled the film out of the bag. Noah had never been one to be interested in photography, but right now it seemed like the most interesting thing in the world. Right, you said you like taking pictures, I remember. I love it. I don't have a fancy camera or anything, just an instant one, but it lets me keep memories of all the places I've been. It makes me happy. I won't forget anything if I have them. Once again, side by side, Noah and August continued down the street. Shall we take a shortcut? From this point in town, the shortcut isn't actually any shorter, but he likes going that way, doesn't he? Yeah, we should be able to get through from here. Noah climbed up the short brick wall that stood in the way before turning around and holding his hand out for August. He didn't even hesitate for a moment taking that hand. Noah easily pulled him up to stand beside him, and only for a moment did Noah's hand linger. But a moment was all it took. The river, not so far in the distance, gently trickled by in the mid-afternoon sun as the two boys together walked up the mountain path. It was a calming sound, yet Noah felt anything but calm. His hand felt hot where the two had touched, and his heartbeat echoed in his ears. Noah? Huh? What's gotten you so frightened? Oh, sorry, I was a little stuck in my own head. What was it? I just wanted to thank you for coming with me. I know you were busy, you really didn't have to. To be honest, I really wanted you to come, so I owe you one. You don't owe me. Actually. Then let me see your photos sometime. My photos? They're not anything special. Please? Then show me more of your drawings too. But I think that's a pretty fair trade. Okay. Up ahead, they could already see the backs of their houses. They climbed the final few steps quickly. Thanks again, Noah. I had fun. I'll see you tomorrow? It's fine. Really, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Noah's voice was small and meek. His mind screamed out at him to stop being so timid and to just ask what he wanted to ask. But somehow he still struggled in a way he never had before. Wait. I was just wondering if I could, can I have your number? Oh, fuck. Of course you can. I was actually going to ask for yours too, but I forgot. They pulled out their phones, Noah ignoring the growing mound of missed calls and exchanged numbers. Noah stared at the numbers on the screen as if he didn't believe they were real. See you tomorrow, Noah. Every step back to his house felt as if he were walking on clouds. He clutched his phone to his chest, his heart beating much faster than it should have been. There's something wrong with me, isn't there? Noah, just where have you been? Fuck. I had to go to the store to buy a new workbook. I filled my last one already. His mother clutched her necklace so tight her knuckles had gone white. Then you should have told me. You knew your new tutor was coming over today. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Mom. A man stood up from the couch, a man Noah recognized instantly. Mr. Floyd? Hey Noah, sorry, this is probably a surprise, I thought you knew. He rubbed at the back of his neck awkwardly, his eyes drifting over to look at Noah's mother. No, of course, I didn't know. Why didn't anyone tell me? Dear, don't embarrass me in front of our guest. Go back to your room and start studying, okay? Let's just spend the evening working out exactly what I'm going to help you with. Does that sound good? Sure. I'll bring you in some snacks later. Noah, please make sure to concentrate and not waste any of Mr. Floyd's time. Do you understand? Sure. Noah held the door open long enough for his teacher to enter the room before he slammed it shut. His mother would probably scold him about it later, but at that present moment he didn't care. With a sigh, Noah sat down on the ground on one side of his table, while Mr. Floyd took the other. For a few moments it was quiet before Mr. Floyd opened his mouth again. Sorry, Noah, I really didn't think she told you. Anyway, this can be casual, I'm not your teacher here. You kinda are. Okay, I kind of am, but it's still different. Noah couldn't help but crack a smile at his flailing. A laugh escaped his lips as he leaned back, finally relaxing. Fine. Do I get to call you by your first name? Whoa, let's not be hasty here. Mr. Floyd pulled out a notebook and pencil. I would usually ask what you're struggling with, but we both know you don't struggle with anything, and I'm honestly unsure about why you need a tutor. My mom might explode if I don't have one. So it's like that. Then why don't I teach you some of the more advanced subjects? They're common useful for university. Noah glanced towards his art books. That sounds good. Any specific topics that interest you then, or would you rather I decide? Noah shrugged. Alright, we can start with math and science first of all, and by tomorrow I'll work on a proper study plan. Cool? Cool. Or we could just watch a movie or play some games instead. Sure, if you want me to be fired. Better not then, or I'll end up with an annoying tutor like last time. Annoying. He got the answers to his own questions wrong, didn't appreciate me correcting him, then went crying to my mom and quit. I'm almost impressed. How about we make this fun? If you manage to catch me making a mistake like that, I'll let you play games instead of studying that session. You're on. Despite his best efforts, the rest of the evening passed by without Noah being able to one-up his teacher in any way. Noah had always been smart enough, but Mr. Floyd knew exactly what he was teaching as if it was second nature to him. A gentle breeze came from his ever so slightly opened window as he finally finished the last question given to him. Good work today. Seriously, Noah, you're going to go places. You're a smart kid. Jeez, do you ever make any mistakes? I've made plenty of mistakes. I'm sure I'll make plenty more too. Good luck catching me making one though. Mr. Floyd winked, closing up his textbook at the same time. But you're so smart. How did you end up a teacher? What, being a teacher isn't good enough? I don't mean it like that. I'm kidding. Someone special to me told me I'd be good at it. I didn't really have anything I wanted to do when I was your age, so I just went with what they told me to do. And as it turned out, I loved it. A girlfriend? Something like that. Anyway, it's getting late. We'll resume this tomorrow. Sound good? I don't know about good, but... Mr. Floyd laughed out loud. I never realized you were such a troublesome kid. He stood and picked up his bags before smiling down at Noah. I'll walk you to the door. Done already? It's 9 p.m. You should be exceptionally proud of your son. He's got a good head on his shoulders. Hey. And I am, Mr. Floyd. He's my pride and joy. I'll see you tomorrow, Noah. Good job today. With a casual wave, he left the house. I'm gonna go to sleep. Night. Good night. Oh, Noah, your brother is going to be back from a school trip soon. Right. The room was already dark. For some reason, this was the first time of day Noah liked most. The time of day when no one else would bother him or question him or yell at him. He could be alone with his thoughts. Thoughts that were today particularly disordered. Usually he had used this chance to draw, but for some reason he couldn't bring himself to concentrate. Couldn't bring himself to put his pencil to paper. An odd occurrence for him. At any other time, this would be how he got his feelings out, how he made himself feel just a little bit better. But tonight his mind was muddled, a mess that he couldn't decipher. He unlocked his phone and stared at his contact list. August's name stood out from all the rest. His finger hovered over the message button, but he couldn't bring himself to press it. With a sigh, his hand dropped back down on the bed. Outside of this window, the rain fell noisily to the land below. He closed his eyes, listening to that sound before picking his phone up again. First, he searched for one phrase. Why am I nervous around someone? The answer, inconclusive. More specific. Why do I feel both sick and excited when I see him? A particular word stood out to him on that search page. A word that made him blink a few times, both in surprise and validation. He searched for one final phrase before he fell asleep. What does a crush feel like? I'll be handing back your mock exams now. I'm very proud of how much you've all grown academically and otherwise. And you should all be proud of yourselves too. Mr. Floyd walked between the desks, setting the marked exam papers face down. For some reason, Noah felt nervous. He He didn't usually feel nervous about something like this. He had always done well after all. But something about impressing both his new tutor and teacher made the butterflies in his stomach start stirring. Mr. Floyd's footsteps echoed through the hushed classroom. Noah looked at the faces of those who had already received their grades. Some looked happy, some disappointed. I wonder what my face will look like to them. Mr. Floyd's footsteps stopped in front of Noah's desk. When he looked up to meet his teacher's eye, he winked and placed the test down before resuming his walk around the classroom. Taking a deep breath, Noah flipped the page over. 98. I got a 98? That's way higher than usual. That should be everyone. Give yourselves a pat on the back and make sure to relax over the weekend. You all deserved it. The bell rang just as he finished teaching. Kane quickly bounded over to Noah, a wide smile on his face. Go on, how did you do? No way, you show me first. Fine with me, take a look at this. With a grin that said, try to beat this, Kane slammed his mock exam down on Noah's desk. In red pen, a 94 was circled. Wow, amazing. It's okay, you don't have to be jealous. Oh, I'm not. With a similar grin, Noah pushed his test towards Kane. What? Mr. Floyd must have made a mistake. Mr. Floyd, come back! Kane mockingly pretended to chase after the teacher, who just laughed and waved him off, busy packing up his things. Give that back. How the hell did you get a 98? 98? Noah, that's amazing! In the middle of the ruckus, August had approached quietly, a look of amazement on his face. At his arrival, Kane had tensed up a little. No, thanks. He probably cheated. I did not. I just have a new tutor. Oh, I remember you mentioning that. He must be really good. Yeah, he is. I can't believe this. My winning streak ruined. Shut up already. You only beat me before because I didn't care. Zop zop. Don't say zop zop out loud. That sounds stupid. Kane and Noah laughed. We should celebrate somehow. You don't have to do that. It's not even a big deal. I want to. 98 really is amazing. You should be proud. How did you do? Well, I got a 75. Not as good as the two of you. That's still really amazing too, you know. You're really amazing. How about you two stay over at my place this weekend? I've got some new games. August blinked a few times, obviously surprised. Me? Well, yeah, it was your idea to celebrate. I just thought that you... Yeah, I think that would be really fun. Alright, let's do it. Actually, out of character, August stuttered a little as if he was a little nervous about what he was about to ask before he brushed it off and regained his usual confidence. Why don't you two come over to my place? My dad's been asking me to introduce my friends to him. August's house. August's bedroom. That's fine with me, Noah. Staying overnight at August's house, in August's bedroom. Earth to Noah, hey, stop zoning out. It's okay if you don't want to. No, I do. I really want to. Anyway, I gotta go home now, my tutor is coming over again. One of these days you'll have time to hang out again. Yeah, whatever. Then let's walk home together. I don't have anything else to do today. As the three of them walked towards the door, Mr. Floyd called out, "Good job, Noah. See you later." In response, Noah smiled and waved. See you later. It was just a matter of time. What was that about? What was what about? See you later? Oh, Mr. Floyd's my new tutor. Ah, things are starting to make sense. What's that supposed to mean? Kane shrugged. Just saying that your high mark is beginning to make sense since the two of you are friends. Oh, shut up, I earned that. You're just jealous. He's way better than my last tutor anyway. I don't think I've ever had a tutor. I thought that only happened in movies and stuff. Count yourself lucky then. I've been stuck with mine since I was 7. Wow. I've gone through a few. If you ever need any help, I could tutor you if you wanted. You, tutoring. I think the 98 is going to your head. Shut up. Thanks, Noah. I think I'll take you up on that. There were a few things I didn't understand on the test. No problem. Unrelated, but I heard your brother's going to be back soon. God, don't remind me. You have a brother? Yeah, he's a little older than me. Sounds like you don't get along very well. He's the golden child and I'm the failure after all. Failure? Don't be silly. You always get good marks, your teacher likes you, you're so good at art too. He got 100 on every test through high school. He was the captain of 2 different sports teams, president of the school council. How did you hear that anyway? Your mom was chatting with my mom the other day. I heard it from her. Of course, she's just gotta brag that her favorite child is coming home. Let me stay at your place for a couple of weeks, just until he's gone. As much as your mom likes me, I think she'd kill both of us if we tried that. My mom likes you more than she likes me. I'm sure you could ask her for anything and she'd say yes. You could always stay at my place. Wait, really? Hey! I wouldn't want to bother you. You'd never be a bother and you're always welcome in my house. Thanks. Before long they had already reached home to Noah's disappointment. I want to spend some more time with him, if only I didn't have tutoring tonight. Even though we've been in the same class for a little while now, I feel like we've barely got to hang out. With that thought in his mind, he braced himself for what was awaiting him. He could hear their voices before he even stepped through the door. They didn't keep their words to hushed tones, instead deciding that even if anyone did overhear them, they didn't care.
I think this new tutor is a good fit for him. If we can convince him to finally give up that girly hobby, then I don't care who it is. Maybe his brother will be able to talk some sense into him too. I'm home. He purposefully cut into their conversation, ignoring their words even as they dug deep into him. What's so wrong with drawing? I have something to show you, here. Noah finished the test paper from his bag and handed it over to his mother, who gasped in surprise. Noah! Did you take someone else's test? What? No. Did you cheat? No. This is really yours? Yeah. Not bad. Nearly as good as Asher. Right. My bad. I'll try harder next time. Don't worry, dear. He'll get it next time. With an inaudible sigh, Noah felt his spirits deflate. He took back the paper and buried it in his backpack. I'm going to wait for my tutor in my room. Good boy, I'll bring you in some snacks later. I feel so bad for him. Like, this must be horrible. Instead of setting up for his tutor, Noah found himself pulling his old sketchbooks from his shelves. His eyes danced over the pages, looking at everything he had poured his heart into for the past few years. I guess I just suck. Why am I never good enough? At least August thinks it's cool. For what must have been the 100th time, Noah stared down at August's contact in his phone but decided against texting him. It's not like I have anything to say to him. I'm here. Noah, you should be so proud of yourself after that last test. You have always been good. No, great, but you have grown even further. Thanks to you. Mr. Floyd shut the door behind him and shook his head. No, it's because you have put the effort in. He set his textbooks down on the table before glancing towards the sketchbooks in Noah's hands. What's this? Oh, they're nothing. This is your art? Noah braced himself. He waited for the same words that came from each of his tutors like robots with strict scripts. The scripts that by extension came from his parents every single time. You should give that up. It's a waste of time. You should study instead. You have so many talents. I had no idea you could draw. You're not going to tell me to stop? Of course not. He laughed and sat down. But unlike you, I struggle with even a stick figure, so I won't be of any use in that regard. Shall we get started on what I can help you with? Noah felt a lightness in his heart that he didn't know could exist. He is on my side. Mr. Floyd opened up one of his math textbooks, waiting for Noah to join him. He sat on the other side of the table and pulled out his workbook. Equations and calculations set against the page like a foreign language. I think we can move on to a new subject now. You're already proven to have You have already proven to have mastery over what I've taught for. Noah nodded, but his eyes went back down to his phone. I thought he would have sent me a message by now. Maybe he doesn't want to. Or maybe he wants me to send one first. Or maybe he just doesn't have anything to say, since we're not even that close and we see each other each day after school. Or maybe... Noah? Maybe he didn't actually want to give me his number and I put him on the spot. Is it too weird to message each other? Hello, Earth to Noah. Mr. Floyd waved his hand in front of Noah, snapping him out of wherever his mind had gone. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm listening. Of course you're not. His tutor closed the textbook, looking earnestly at him. What's on your mind? I'm sorry, Mr. Floyd. I'll concentrate now. Noah reaches across the table, trying to open the textbook back to the page on whatever his teacher was currently trying to talk about. But unfortunately, Mr. Floyd was faster than him. He gently placed his hands on the book, stopping it from being opened before shaking his head. Some things are more important than schoolwork. A lot of things, really. Don't tell anyone I said that to you. No one will ever do their homework again. Is it really okay? He'll think I'm weird, won't he? But I feel like I can trust him. Actually, something has been on my mind. I don't want you to laugh at me, though. Go ahead, I won't laugh. What does liking someone feel like? Liking someone? Like, you know, liking someone like love or something. Mr. Floyd did in fact laugh for a second before he noticed the serious expression on Noah's face. Okay, you're serious. You're a healthy teenage boy. I thought you would have known this already. Let's see. I wasn't exactly prepared for this. He cleared his throat awkwardly. You mean like physically? Yeah, how would you know? Let me think back to being a teenager. I guess I used to feel awkward around my crush. Butterflies, wanting to talk to them, staring at them. Sounds kind of creepy looking back on it. Is it someone in class? You don't have to tell me. Noah nodded wordlessly. Sophia? Or maybe Arya? I couldn't say that English. Is it wrong to like someone that's like me? Someone like you? It's August. A silence followed his sudden outburst. He blinked, surprised at Noah's answer. Of course that's not wrong. Really? Yeah, you have nothing to be worried about. A warm feeling spread within Noah's chest. Validation. It's okay. I'm okay. I'm normal. This has really been bothering you, huh? Well, don't worry. I won't tell anyone. Mr. Floyd reopened his textbook naturally, segueing back into the lesson. Now, where were we? Noah picked up his pencil and listened carefully, his mind suddenly as clear as the sky just outside the window, which had begun to dim into a gentle orange. Right, advanced calculus, everyone's favorite. You'll pick it up in no time. How do you even remember so much? Would you believe me if I said I just love math so much that it's all I do in my free time? Ew. Even teachers aren't that sad, except maybe Miss... Wait, I shouldn't say that. I really shouldn't say that. Come on now, I'm curious. My lips are sealed. Fine, then how do you remember it all? The truth is, I don't remember anything. I think that's the same no matter what you study. You learn things, you forget things, you relearn things. That sounds so lame. Who would want to relearn something you're not interested in over and over again just to teach someone else? Me, I suppose. There's something satisfying about being able to pass on knowledge. Maybe you'll understand one day. I would be an awful teacher. An art teacher? No, I'm nowhere near good enough. I beg to differ, but whether you want to do that or not, I can see you going far with your art. Keep it up, okay? Mr. Floyd chatted happily, circling a formula in Noah's workbook at the same time. He can do advanced calculus and small talk at the same time. He's really something else. Do you have something... Do you have someone you like? What? Where'd that come from? I was just wondering. You said that someone special told you to be a teacher, right? So you do pay attention in class. I thought you were too busy tapping your pencil against the desk. Hey. I did. You did? That person isn't around anymore. I haven't really been interested in dating since then. Oh, I'm sorry. What? Oh, they aren't dead. Just got married. I went to the wedding and it was beautiful. Still just a little heartbroken, I guess. Did you try that thing they do in movies? Objecting? I'd die before actually doing that. Really, this is another lesson for you. Take risky shots before you don't have the chance anymore. Was her dress pretty at least? He looked happier than ever. Oh right. Her dress was pretty too. Oh no. I mean, I expected him to be gay, because honestly, in BL stories, always everyone is gay. But I still think it's cute. I don't know, this game gives me so much joy. At some point the sun had fallen deep over the horizon, leaving the moonlight to shine in from the large window at the back of the room. Mr. Floyd shut his textbook with a sad sigh, staring out of the window as if he was waiting for someone to miraculously appear. When no one did, he turned back to Noah. I think that's enough for today, though I think we chatted more than studied. Don't tell on me, alright? I need the extra money. I knew you weren't here out of the goodness of your heart. Mr. Floyd smirked in response, and Noah found himself laughing alongside the man as they both headed towards the door. Good work today, Noah. I see you tomorrow. I see you two are finally done. Good. A word, if that's okay with you? Of course, ma'am. Noah, you can go back to your room. Oh no, I think she overheard. I'm so invested. Fuck this. Why? The adults need to speak. Go on, run off. Alright. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow, Mr. Floyd. The door shut quietly behind Noah as he tried to put aside his mother's dismissive attitude. On his table, various books were still laid out from the tutoring session. But the studies weren't what was on his mind. He said it's okay, that I like August. Right. I like him. That's what it is. Noah settled in between his sheets, closing his eyes. Outside the door we could hear the low murmuring of talking, but couldn't make out any specific words. But whatever they were talking about, it didn't matter. At that time, at that moment, nothing else mattered to him but the feeling of finally being accepted. Finally feeling like he had found his place. With that in mind, he closed his eyes. Morning had come around much too quickly. Noah had spent most of the night tossing and turning, thinking about what his teacher had said and his feelings for the boy who lived just next door. He had only just managed to get to sleep when his eyes snapped open. For some reason, the sunlight that streamed in from the outside seemed to be particularly bright this morning. That was cause for alarm. Noah reached out for his phone and flipped it open. The time it read 8:25 a.m. What the? My alarm didn't go off. The bell's going to ring in 5 minutes. 2 minutes later, he was dressed and ready to leave. He quickly checked himself in the mirror and smoothed out his hair before he practically flew out of the door. Mom, why didn't you wake me? Both the kitchen and living room were devoid of any and all life. Usually at least his mother would still be around at this time of day, but it seemed that she was out. Oh. With no more time to waste on where they had gone, Noah picked up his backpack from near the front door and stepped into his shoes before shooting out the front door. In a hurry, Noah circled around his house to reach the overgrown yet well-worn track that led down the mountain. If I run, I won't be too late, I hope. Usually he wouldn't either wait around for August and Kane or see them waiting for him already. This time he didn't expect to see either of them. Maybe that's why he stopped in his tracks when a bit of blonde hair shone in the sun through the foliage ahead of him. Wait, August? I'm not ready to see him yet. Should I go back the way I came? Oh, but he's been waiting for me all this time. Noah! A voice called out from beyond the green leaves. Green eyes that nearly matched peered at him, first in surprise, then in happiness. Noah, it's you! Wait, what are you doing here? I was waiting for you so we could walk to school together. But you're going to be late. I don't mind being a little late. What if I was sick or something? I wasn't going today. Well, I was contemplating coming back to knock on your door, but I didn't want to rush you. Thanks. Kane didn't wait? Oh, he wanted to come drag you out of bed himself, but he said something about his father telling him not to be late today for some reason. Weird. Shoulder to shoulder, the two started speeding down the mountain, careful not to slip. At that present moment, being late for school was the last thing on Noah's mind. All of his senses were consumed by August, his eyes filled with the sight of his face that shone like sunlight falling on a field of flowers, his nose filled with the smell of August's shampoo which still drifted off his slightly damp hair. His ears much too aware of August's breath, of his footsteps, of the rock tumbling beneath his feet. Each time their shoulders brushed together, Noah could feel himself wanting to run away as fast as possible. The only thing missing from the five senses was taste. Taste of... God, what am I thinking? Noah felt his face flush. Never in his life had he thought of another person this way, and now suddenly it was as if it was all he could think about. Did you sleep in? Huh? Noah nearly jumped out of his skin when August spoke up. No, I didn't sleep very well. I think I forgot to set my alarm too. I hate when that happens. Usually my mom would wake me up if I oversleep, but she wasn't at home this morning. August pulled out of his phone and checked his clock. Doesn't look like we'll be too late at least. Though if we're late already, we should just skip class and hang out instead. I'm kidding. Oh. Doesn't sound so bad to me. I think my dad might cry if I skip school, to be honest. Really? Yeah, that's the kind of person he is. Up ahead, the greenery was slowly giving way to concrete. For some reason, that filled Noah with a sense of sadness. Here, together and alone, they were in a place no one else could reach, no one else could ruin. But out here, the world went on. I wish we could just stay here. Huh? Nothing. It's fine. Come on, we should hurry up. The two boys ran through the streets and into the school gates. A teacher who had been minding the gate simply shook her head as the two walked in. Jeez, now they're going to think I'm a bad influence on you even more. Being influenced by you doesn't sound so bad. Ahem. The two stopped dead in their tracks as they walked into the classroom, so busy chatting they almost forgot they were late. The room was hushed and all eyes went to the two boys. You, take a seat. Me? Yes, you. Okay. August took a seat alone, leaving Noah standing awkwardly by the door. Sitting at the front desk was someone other than their teacher, the principal. Noah, I take it. Yeah, I'm sorry we're late. It's all my fault. We'll deal with your tardiness later. For now, please come with me. Noah stood his ground. Why? I assumed your parents would have talked to you. When Noah didn't budge, the principal simply sighed and shrugged his shoulders before opening his mouth once again. You'll be moving classes from today. What? Why? Because your parents have requested it. Now come on, let's not make a scene. But... You'll be in class 3-1 from today onwards. Come on, I'll introduce you. Class, Mr. Floyd will arrive shortly. Please use the time for self-study until then. Oh no. So she did overhear. I thought so. Sir, please, I think there has been a mistake. You're Noah, correct? Yes. Your parents requested, well, I can't really say requested. Demanded would be more suited, I think. They demanded you be moved at once. Your mother was here this morning in person. Why, you weren't told? I don't know. Noah felt himself deflate. Mom did this. Why? Do I really have to move? Unfortunately, I can't do anything about it. Your family is a major financial backer. Whatever he said after that, Noah couldn't bear to listen anymore. It always comes down to money, doesn't it? Have enough money and you can mess anyone's life over as much as you want. I hate her. I hate them so much. The two stopped in front of a door that was identical to the last classroom and the two stepped inside. Once again the class looked towards him as he entered, though this time the faces were much more unfamiliar. A young woman with short orange hair and dark eyes smiled towards him. Quickly she moved to pull him to the side. You must be Noah. Please, you can take a seat. You can call me Miss Rose. I understand you were probably moved here against your wishes, so I won't force you to stand at the front of the class and introduce yourself, okay? Fine. She smiled. Her eyes seemed sympathetic, but Noah looked away from her angrily. Noah sat at the desk he was pointed towards wordlessly, a frown on his brow. What's going on? Why would they do this to me? This isn't fair. This isn't fair. The principal, done with his part, left the room after nodding to Miss Rose. Noah kept his mouth shut, his workbook closed and his pen lying to the side unused. He stared out the window at the mountains in the distance. We should have just stayed there, skipped class and hung out, like you said. Everything sucks except for you. Miss Rose's voice droned in the background while Noah paid her no mind. His eyes wandered from the mountains back to his desk. He opened up his workbook. It was filled with yesterday's notes, neat and tidy. He lifted his pen to the page next to it and harshly scribbled a line down the page, then another and another, leaving muddy black ink over his white canvas. Before Noah knew it, the lunch bell was ringing and he was the only one left in the classroom. He jumped up from his desk and stormed out of the room, searching for one person in particular. Hey. Noah finally spotted him. Mr. Floyd walked down the stairwell alone, his material for the day held tightly in his arms. When Noah lunged down the steps towards him, he dropped his books and papers everywhere. What's going on? Wordlessly, he bent down to pick up his dropped items, but Noah quickly advanced further towards him. I said, what's going on? Why have I been moved? Your parents requested it. But why? I was wrong. You shouldn't listen to my advice. What do you mean? Mr. Floyd paused, his face conflicted. His words were slow and drawn out as if he was struggling to say them. My advice about August. You should ignore it. So you're telling me the way I feel is wrong after all? I'm sorry, Noah, but please don't speak to me again or both of us will be in trouble. With his papers gathered, he continued down the stairs, leaving Noah alone with his anger. Fuck. He punched the wall, uncharacteristically filled with rage. I just want to be in the same class as August. This isn't fair. Noah. Hey. What's going on? What was all this morning? Great question. I got escorted into Miss Rose's class this morning by the principal and no one will tell me what's going on. They just keep saying that my parents made me move. But why? Kane's frown deepened, his usual teasing face replaced with something much more serious. They can't just do that. Apparently they can. Once again, they just want to ruin my life. I'm sorry. At least they didn't suddenly move to another school. Shit could be worse, I guess. That still doesn't make this fair. Fine, then I'm going to come sit in Miss Rose's class today. If we're all allowed to just move around however we want... Don't, you'll just get in trouble. And what are they gonna do? It's not worth it. I'll try to work it out. You want me to tell August? Not yet. Maybe I can fix this somehow. I'm going home now, so you don't have to wait for me after school. Won't that just get you in more trouble? Probably, but I don't really care. Alright, then I see you tomorrow. I see what I can do too. Kane gave Noah a wave before going back out in the hallway. Filled with anger, Noah flew down the staircase and out into the street, ignoring the calls from the teachers behind him. This is suffocating. I love that game, but it's not like I experienced anything similar, but it kinda hits home in a weird way. Like, I kinda feel that anger and that anxiety he must be going through. I'm very empathetic to games like these, especially with a good soundtrack. Damn. What's going on? What are you doing home? Class doesn't finish until this afternoon. Why did you get me moved to a different class? I am very disappointed in you, Noah, for many reasons. Give me a phone, now. What? Why? Now. Frustrated, he whipped his phone from his bag just in time to see the screen light up with a name he had been waiting for all this time. August. But it was too late. She snatched it from his hand as he floundered to get it back. Wait, let me check the text. She looked down at the screen before sighing and switching the phone off. You're not having this back. From now on, you better only concentrate on school. I don't want any more nonsense from you. What? No more stopping places on the way home and absolutely no hanging around this August anymore. I don't understand. Why did you make me move class? Why are you punishing me for no reason? Go to your room. What about my tutoring later? We have fired your tutor. I'll find you a new one soon. Tears threatened to overflow as he stomped back to his room and slammed the door shut, the echo traveling through the entire house. That asshole. I told her everything. That asshole. He told her everything, didn't he? When they went to talk alone, he told her everything I said to him. He told me I was normal, but he told them everything. I shouldn't have trusted him. Fuck. He told me I was normal. Asshole. Noah collapsed on his bed, burying his tear-filled face into his mountain of pillows. He didn't even bother kicking his shoes off. It's not fair. Why does everyone want to ruin my life? I just want to be in the same class as him. At some point his eyes began to feel heavy and he fell into a deep sleep that finally stopped his tears, and the world kept moving around him. Kane, frustrated with his own inability to help, and August, who wondered if messaging Noah was too forward, especially as he was ignored. Oh, I feel so bad for them. When Noah opened his eyes again, his room was already dark. His eyes felt puffy and his skin tight. He sat up from his bed and turned a lamp on. In a mirror across the room, he saw his reflection. I look like crap. Maybe I should try that thing August said. He left the room and returned with his hands full of various products his mother owned. What's this all do anyway? I guess it's not surprising August uses this stuff. His skin looks really soft and smooth. I bet if I touched it, I bet it would feel really nice. He picked up a few random bottles of various sizes. Toner, cleanser, serum, eye cream. What is all of this? Finally he found the bottle he was searching for in the sea of other bottles. Light moisturizer. Maybe this will help. Awkwardly, he rubbed it over his face, waiting for something magical to happen. Well, I guess it feels a little fresher. This stuff is way too overpriced. He sighed, dropping the bottles onto his floor as he fell back onto his bed. Of course he finally texts me and she takes my phone. Of course. The thing I've been waiting for. Maybe I should go over and talk to him, otherwise he'll think I'm ignoring him. Standing, he rested his hand on his doorknob before trying to turn it. Locked. What? I just left a minute ago. Did they seriously lock me in here? I guess leaving in the middle of the night is probably a bad idea anyway. but some fresh air would be good. With that thought, he pulled open his window before he froze. In the window across from his, he saw him. August. A pair of headphones sat in his ears and the sound of his soft humming came from beyond his closed window. His bedroom is right across from mine. How did I not notice? He drew his shallow breath and held it as if waiting for something to go wrong, for someone to take this away from him too, but nothing happened. He searched through his room looking for something to throw. Pencils, please let me not damage his window or hit him. Bang, bang, bang. He threw them one at a time, not too hard, lest someone in his house notice, but he hoped hard enough to attract August's attention. Before long, he saw August pull his headphones from his ears and look towards the window. His big green eyes were filled with surprise. He rushed towards the window and opened it, and the pencil soared over his head into his room. Noah quickly slid out of his window and sat atop the windowsill. August copied him, doing the same. Noah! Shh, or someone will notice. He whispered in return, raising his finger to his lips. August nodded knowingly, as if he understood exactly what was going on. I had no clue my bedroom faced yours. Noah could have sworn he had a dusting of pink on August's cheek as he chuckled lightly. This is so beautiful. My heart. I am a weak, weak cat boy, and this is the romance I crave. I noticed the other day. I thought you knew already. I shut my curtains when I get changed, don't I? I don't know. I didn't notice. I'm sorry about ignoring your text. I didn't get to read it because my mom took my phone. She says I can't have it back. What? Why? I can't tell him what I said to Mr. Floyd. I confided in Mr. Floyd about a personal issue and he gave me some advice, but then he went and told everything to my parents anyway. And now everything's ruined. They made me move class, they took my phone and they said I'm not allowed to talk to you anymore. And everything is just a mess. Sorry, I should have told you earlier. It'll be okay. Don't worry about the message either. It's not your fault. I wanted to be in the same class as you. As me? I just like spending time with you. And Kane, too, of course. I wish we could be in the same class too. Sorry, I don't want to make you feel even worse. Then I'll just move class as well. What? Are you serious? Well, I asked my dad if he can organize it or not, but either way, we can still hang out, right? You don't have to do that. I'm sure you have other friends in class apart from me. August shook his head and gave Noah his signature smile. I want to spend my time with you. But you don't find me annoying? As if August could read his mind, he smiled gently towards Noah. He paused. You and Kane showed me what it's like to have real friends. I don't want to lose that. Oh right, Kane. Noah scratched at the back of his head awkwardly, annoyed at himself for jumping to conclusions. I'll tell him about the plan too. Yeah, probably a good idea. All of a sudden, August went quiet and he peered through the darkness towards Noah. Noah became as still as a statue, freezing up completely under his screws in his eye. What? Did you use moisturizer? I just thought I'd try it, since you said it was good. Noah glanced away, filled with embarrassment, just in time to see a flash. In August's hand, a pink camera, he smiled from behind it as it printed out a picture of Noah. Did you just... I used the film we bought at the store together, see? What the? You should just throw it away. You don't need a picture of me. No chance. I think I want to hang it up in my room. If you're going to do that, then we should just take one together. We can do that, but I want to keep this one too. That's kind of embarrassing. Really? I like it. Whenever I feel lonely, looking at my photos makes me feel happier. You can just come see me instead. From behind him, Noah heard the sound of something being unlocked. With a feeling of dread in his stomach, he jumped back in his window. I think my mom's here. Gotta go. Good night. Good night, Noah. Sleep well. Noah's door swung open just as he managed to retreat back under his covers. His heart was still beating hard, so hard that it was almost painful. Because I nearly got caught? No, because I like August a lot. I like him. You're in bed? I was going to bring you dinner. I'm not hungry. Fine, straight home from school tomorrow, do you understand? Can I stay at a friend's place this weekend? Noah's mother crossed her arms, obviously not impressed by his question. Which friend? She knows. If I say Kane's now, I'll just be in more trouble. August. Kane's coming too. No, you're not allowed over at this house and you're grounded anyways. Good night, Noah. She shut the door behind her before Noah could even think of a response. Good night, Mom. Alone, as always. But on the other side of this window, someone that made him feel together. Oh, chapter 2. I honestly didn't expect this tutorial to be that long. But I'm in for it. Like, it's not like I'm waiting for it to end. Awake, asleep, awake, asleep. An ever-turning, ever-tumbling, rock-rolling down a hill that never ends. For one that had given up on reality, it was two sides of the same coin. Whether he was awake, whether he was asleep, what did it matter in the end? Why did it matter when both realities were filled with nightmares? Why did it matter when no matter what he did, nothing could heal that hollow feeling where his heart used to be? Noah's eyes began to focus. How long he had been sitting in front of his easel awake he did not know. Once again his painting stared back at him, complete. Rolling green hills that melted away into nothing. A world so meaningless, so fragile, an entire existence that depended on one person. Yet Noah felt himself enamored. His fingers trailed over the long dried paint, he could still feel the wind on his skin, the earth beneath his feet. The bite of metal pressing into his wrists as he approached a castle straight out of fantasy. And the expression on the man that called himself Crowsface. August. Should you really be trailing your fingers over that? Ah. Noah jumped from his stool, instantly spinning around to hide his painting behind him as if it was something shameful. I forgot about this guy. Fuck. I can do whatever I want with my own stuff. Hurry up and get out of here before you call the police? The white-haired man stood with his arms crossed and looked off what Noah would almost call nothingness on his face. Asshole, he's just mocking me. What are you painting? None of your business. What's the problem? Just show me. Well, we have a choice. Show him or don't show him. It's not. The problem is, I don't want to show you. I even kept his perfectly straight, uninterested expression glued to his face as he stared Noah down. Fucking asshole. He probably already saw earlier while I was sleeping anyway. Whatever. Enjoy. Defeated, Noah's shoulders slumped as he stepped to the side. Ivan, in return, stepped forward to take his place, leaning in close to examine the careful brush strokes. It's a painting of a dream I had, that's all. Nosy, Ivan left behind the finished painting and instead focused on the mounds of unfinished and broken canvases that littered the room that was once a living room. And why are there so many half-complete and broken? Why does it matter? Just curious. Just leave already. If you're looking for money, I don't have any. Go find someone else to arrest. I'm not looking for money. And I'm not interested in talking to strangers. Ivan smiled lopsidedly. Looking at the way you live, I doubt you have much interest in talking to anyone. Thanks for the commentary on my life that I didn't ask for, jackass. What the hell do you want from me? Didn't I tell you last night? I've taken an interest in you. There's something I wanted to confirm. Spit it out already. Then leave. I'm tired. I just wanted to see how someone that could jump into dreams handled reality. Noah's eyes went wide. Ivan looked towards his easel once again, smiling at the painting that lay completed. I have no clue what you're talking about. Guess this recording is fake then. His phone pulled from his pocket, Ivan turned the screen to face Noah. On it, a recording of Noah and Kane walking side by side before suddenly disappearing. All the color drained from Noah's face. You wanted me to leave, right? Sure, see ya. Wait. Changed your mind? Noah's eyes instantly went back to the marking that ran up Ivan's body. How do you know about that? At that exact moment, the door to Noah's apartment opened with a crack that seemed to drag on far too long. Someone rushed inside before suddenly freezing in place. A deep frown was engraved into his brow at the sight of Ivan. What the... Who is this? Ivan looked at him completely deadpan before turning his head towards Noah. Do you just let anyone in? That's unsafe. Hey, I asked you a question. Ivan lazily looked back towards Kane, disinterested. I'm Ivan. He didn't bother asking for Kane's name in return. Okay, Ivan, what are you doing in Noah's apartment? Noah, do you know this guy? This guy knows about entering dreams and those markings. Just who is he? His markings suddenly getting pulled into dreams, people turning up dead. I can't let him leave yet. Relax, Kane. We're friends. Old friends. He is no friend I've ever met. It's been a long time. I met Ivan before I met you. Right. Right, fine, whatever, but I need to talk to you. Kane side-eyed Ivan, who simply stood with his arms crossed over his chest, not moving. Be my guest. Alone. Kane caught Noah's arm and pulled him into the kitchen. A frown set into his brow. Please tell me I didn't dream up everything that happened. Wait, I mean, it was a dream, but was it real too? It was. This is insane. What's more insane was that we were forced in. I've never seen that happen before. Forced in? Something pulled us into that dream for some reason. You have been watching the news about the people turning up dead. I think what's happening with the dreams might be connected to that. Why? How? At this point, I suppose I should just be honest with him. That wasn't the first dream I was pulled into. Before, I saw my father get shot, and the next day he was dead. You what? Kane stumbled backwards a few steps into the kitchen bench. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Do you really think that could be a coincidence? But if it's not, then you're saying, what, someone killed him in his dream? Maybe, it's possible. And what could you even do about that? Well, if something's going on, I don't want you to be in danger. Please, just forget about it. But for the first time in years, I can paint again. If I go back again, will I be able to do another? Will I be able to finally put my brush to canvas again? Noah, your silence is beginning to frighten me. Noah's voice was barely a whisper, nothing more than a wisp. I finished 2 paintings. What? Kane, I haven't been able to paint in years. Every time I tried, it's like my hand wouldn't move. But now... What does that have to do with dreams and murders? It's because of them. Since I went back, I've been able to do it. Noah, there's a million safer options to inspire your creativity. It's not about inspiration. This is different, you wouldn't understand. I'd understand a lot more if you explained yourself to me occasionally. Noah looked towards the paint-splattered kitchen floor. There's nothing left in this world to inspire me. I tried everything, and look where that left me. I have nothing. I've been trying to help you, trying to inspire you. Okay, let's not be mean to him. Well, thanks for trying and all that. I just wish I could be enough. Kane shook his head before looking Noah in the eyes. I'm happy for you, Noah, happy that you're getting back into painting. All I want is for you to be happy. Kane dragged his fingers over the kitchen counter before inspecting the layers of dust with a sigh. Let me help you get this place cleaned up. There's no need. I'm fine with it like this. It'll just get messy again anyway. Fine. There's something else I wanted to talk about anyway. Noah, about August. Noah's entire body froze up. Or Crow, or whatever he said his name was. What was that? I don't know. Noah, even I want to believe that was him, but August is dead. It couldn't have been. You don't know that. Kane jumped in surprise at Noah's furious tone. You don't know that. It could be him. Step, step, step. The sound of footsteps against dirty floorboards. Someone entered the kitchen. Ivan walked past the two, paying them no mind, and headed for the fridge. He opened it, blinked twice, then closed it again. Where's all the food? Can you not read a room a little? Why? What's there to read? We're having a private discussion here. Leave. I'm a guest here. It's not your house, so I don't have to do what you say. It's not your house either. Have some respect. That's where you're wrong. We were just discussing about moving me in. Seems our friend Noah here has been looking for a roommate. That was the final straw. Kane took long strides towards Ivan and caught him by the collar, glaring down into his face. Kane. Who the hell do you think you are? Equally, something snapped within Ivan, who shoved him back with an annoyed expression on his face. Huh? You think you can lecture me? It's none of your business who I am. You think you're so much better than me? You burst in just as Noah and I were having a private discussion too. Read the room a little next time, will ya? Look, I'm tired. I don't care if you two are going to fight, but go do it somewhere else. This guy obviously won't listen to me. Noah, tell him to leave already. You can't seriously be thinking about living together with him. No, I wasn't, but if that's what it takes. I think it would be better off if you left, Kane. You need to cool your head. We can talk later. Noah. Ivan stepped away from Kane, his hands up in the air as if in defeat. You should listen to him. Fine, if that's what you want. Stay safe, Noah, and don't do anything stupid. I'll come back tomorrow. No promises. Fine, see you later. The door shut behind him with a click. Silence stretched onwards and onwards until Noah finally spoke up. How do you know about the dream world? I'm hungry. I don't care. Answer my question. Too hungry to answer. Then go out and buy something to eat. I can't. Why? I don't have any money. So you're after my money after all. No disrespect, but you don't look like the type with any money yourself. It's not my job to feed you. And it's not my job to answer your questions. Ugh. Noah turned and stormed out of the front door, with Ivan following along behind him. The light from outside burned Noah's tired eyes. He tried desperately to shield himself from the brightness, but in the end gave up, his hand hanging uselessly at his side. Behind him, Noah could hear quickly approaching footsteps, light and quick, before a man with white hair appeared beside him. His face was still blank and uninterested, as if nothing would ever be able to faze him. Noah only looked away for a moment, a disgruntled sigh escaping his lips. At the moment he looked back, Ivan bit into a ripe red apple. "Where did you get that?" Ivan waved back over his shoulder absent-mindedly, as if the question didn't interest him. Back there somewhere. You paid for that, right?" "Why does that matter?" "You can't just do that." "Why not?" "Because you have to pay for it. You can't just take whatever you want." "You still haven't given me a reason why." "Ugh." With a groan, Noah reached into his pocket and pulled out his wallet. Inside a few coins and a credit card that was quickly running out of money. Ugh. With a deep apology, Noah paid the roadside stallholder before catching back up with Ivan. He had already finished his apple and thrown the core down an alleyway. "Why do you care? No one saw me and no one would have noticed it missing." "I care, because it's the wrong thing to do." "Your morals are confusing." "What's that supposed to mean?" Ivan shrugged. "You're the one happy for people to die as long as you can paint, right?" "So you were eavesdropping." "You talked loudly." Noah frowned in response, but Ivan spoke again before he could. "Let's go in there." "Why there?" Ivan nodded towards an old diner, the kind of place that tried desperately to be cool, but everything they did came off as outdated. The tables were mostly empty. Ivan just shrugged and entered first, leaving Noah by himself on the sidewalk. "What's going on?" The few people that sat in the restaurant turned to look at the two as they came in. At first, Noah felt overly self-conscious, their gazes sticking to his skin like a tar. But then he noticed they had no interest in him. All of their eyes were focused on Ivan alone. Probably because of how he's dressed. Yet Ivan didn't pay them any mind. Without even blinking, he strolled past to take that booth in the corner, far from both the door and any other people. He doesn't even care about all these people staring at him. If anyone could be described as marching to their own beat, this is the guy. Uncomfortable, Noah took the seat across from Ivan. "Something wrong?" "Everyone's staring this way." "And doesn't that make you uncomfortable?" "Let me tell you a secret. No one gives a shit about you, or about me, or about anyone." In a minute, they all go back to what they were doing and forget I was ever here. I fell away like a memory from the distant past. Why would I care about someone's fleeting thoughts? Let's just eat. Why would I care about someone's fleeting thoughts? If only it was so easy for me to disregard. Noah opened up the menu, unsurprised to see a page full of word art, stock images and jokes years outdated. No wonder it's so empty. What's that? What's what? In your hand. The menu? Ivan opened it up, frowning at the words on the page. Is there a problem? No, just get me whatever you're having. Fine. Can I take your orders? Yeah. Noah cleared his throat awkwardly. When was the last time he had ordered food at a restaurant? Can we just get a couple of burgers? No problem. Anything to drink? Noah's mind wandered back to his empty wallet. Just water, please. Coming right up. Her bubbliness was at odds with the musty, aged environment. You don't look like a stutterer, not used to talking to people. That's hilarious, coming from someone with no social awareness. Do you ever actually leave your house? That's none of your business. So no, I understand, you're a shut-in, we're not so different. It's not like that, I decided I didn't want to leave. It's a decision I made. That's what it shouldn't say. Look, I really don't care what you think about me. I just want you to tell me how you knew about... Noah lowered his voice, his eyes shifting to the other customers. About the dream thing. That's simple. I can do the same thing. You can enter dreams too. Ivan nodded, zipping on the water the waitress had left behind. Aren't you going to give me some kind of explanation? There's not anything to explain. You asked how I knew, and I told you. There's a lot to explain. I don't know about you. I've never even met another person like me. How did you get it? When? How often do you do it? What does it mean? Ivan shrugged again and more occupied with the water than with Noah's question. I'd rather talk about it somewhere else. And where would that be? I already brought you here. Before either of them could continue the argument, the bright and friendly waitress brought back their food, sitting the 2 plates down on the dingy table. The grease from the burger pooled up on the plate, making the unappetizing meal all the more disgusting. But that didn't seem to bother Ivan, who dug right in. Begrudgingly, Noah followed suit. At the same time, he struggled to rip his eyes away from the strange man. Dreams, death, those markings. I shouldn't bring up the death yet. If it's true that people are getting murdered in their dreams, and this guy can jump into dreams. Not until I can trust him. So, where did you end up? What do you mean? Whose dream? So many know? My teachers from high school. Huh, interesting. Actually, do you have a phone? I think so. Do I want to know how you got it? Probably not. Here. Noah picked up the phone. It was a nondescript black phone with no lock. He opened up the web browser, his fingers hovering over the screen. Let's see. Emery Floyd. Links to websites from all over popped up in Noah's search. Finally, he found something, a phone number. Right under a picture of Mr. Floyd smiling brightly next to a man he had never seen before. What am I doing? This won't mean anything. That was all a dream. His apology meant nothing. Why did you do it to me? Instantly the phone buzzed, making Noah jump. Ivan ate his burger, paying him no mind. Mr. Floyd. Who is this? Noah. The phone lit up again, but this time with a phone call. Noah stared at the screen, debating what he should do before it timed out. Can we meet up and talk? I can come to you, wherever you are. I don't want to meet up. This was a mistake, forget it. Please. Without a second thought, he slid the phone over the table back towards Ivan, who had just finished eating. Can you please answer my question now? Sure. With a lopsided smile, Ivan reached over the table and took Noah by the hand. Before he could question anything, everything went black and the world fell away into pieces. No matter how many times it happened, he had never got used to it. He didn't want to, but somewhere deep down in his mind, a crazy part of him had started to crave it. Noah openly opened his eyes again. Sorry, guys. Noah only opened his eyes again when he fell onto something soft. Mere moments later, the wind was knocked out of his lungs as Ivan landed safely on top of him. What the hell are you doing? We hadn't even paid yet. Once again, your morals confuse me. Anyway, like I said, it doesn't matter. No one saw. Will be on camera. You think I'm that naive? Why do you think I picked that restaurant and that dingy corner table? There were no cameras facing back there. Ivan, quickly leaving Noah behind, took a few bouncy steps forwards, looking somewhat impressed. Bouncy? At that moment, Noah realized why the landing was so soft. Below him, soft white clouds had cushioned his fall. Where are we? Whose dream is this? I'm no meteorologist, but I'd say we're on a cloud in the sky. No shit. How would I know whose dream it is? Someone having a midday nap, I guess. It's dangerous to jump into a dream without realizing where you'll end up. And I do it all the time and I'm fine. Fine might be a stretch. Since when did you care for your own personal well-being so much anyway? What's that supposed to mean? Nothing in particular. Look, whatever, just answer my questions. I don't have any answers for you. What? I imagine I'm the same as you, got the ability as a child, no clue why. I don't bother questioning it. You said you'd answer my questions. Well, I did. I don't know. That's my answer. Then why bother bringing me here? Being out there makes me tired. Oh, also I didn't want to pay for lunch. This guy. You're the only person I've ever met that's like me. That's enough to make me and other people interested. I'm getting out of here. Running away again? I am not running away from anything. You brought me here for absolutely no reason, with a promise of answers you don't even have. I was an idiot to believe someone like you would know anything. Ivan's eyebrow twitched something Noah wouldn't usually notice about someone, but even a slight change to Ivan's impassive face was hard to miss. Someone like me? Yeah, someone like you. Have you ever looked in a mirror? You and I are the same. I'm not. You're not what? You know nothing, just like me. You have no one, just like me. You are no one, just like me. Noah wanted to tell him just how wrong he was, but words failed him. Because it's true. I have nothing. Ivan smirked. Why are you a shut-in? There's nothing left in my life to live for. And yet here you are, alive. Something's keeping you going. If there's nothing left for you out there, then what about in here? In dreams? No, Well, how about it? Fancy abandoning reality with me? Ooh. Well, this is kind of a hard decision, because I feel if I click yes, I might just get a bad ending. Because this seems like a very definite decision, you know? Wait, I will save. Quick save? No, I didn't want a quick save. Otherwise, might be fine. Wait, give me a second. Here we go. So I will just save this twice. Oh, my quick saved version isn't here. Okay, I will save this twice, and just in case we get a bad ending, we at least don't need to replay everything. Because, not gonna lie, that happens to me a lot. I think no one is surprised about that by now. Okay, so let's click yes, because I really want to see where this would lead us. Noah hesitated just for a split second, that is. Because to abandon reality was all he ever wished for. After all, what did he have to live for? Kane? He wouldn't survive by himself. He would survive by himself. He always had. The two of them were different. That's a bit mean though. Kane cares a lot about him. And what if I said yes? Then you could forget about everything that happened in the past and be free. Forget everything. Every single thing. Every single person. Noah hesitated once again, except this time it continued. Ivan, noticing his hesitation, smiled loop-sidedly. There's no point coming with me if you're not totally sure. You might think you want to abandon reality, but something is grounding you there. Something or someone, I wonder. Eh? What did happen now? Was this the end? Or did it crash? I'm confused. Wait, let me continue for a second and see if it ends like that again or if I just broke it. There we go. What do I said? Yes. Oh yeah. Here we go. No, it is really the end. Oh my god. I kinda didn't expect this. Maybe this was actually the end of the demo. I will try out the no option too, because now I seriously wonder whether it had an impact that I chose that way, or if it just is the end of the demo. But this was so surprising. I had so many moments where I thought like, oh, I suppose this is the end. I suppose this is the end. You know, like you get the picture. Like when Kane left before, when Ivan appeared, like all those cliffhangers, when we saw August, but no, it just ended like that, and I'm like, wait, that's it? Anyways, I will be back in a second, and I don't need to tell you. Welcome back to my experiment whether the Dreambound demo has actually ended the way it did, or if I have just been stupid. So there we go. I don't know what you're talking about. Abandon reality, and what's the alternative? If that's your response, then you're not ready for the answer. Right. This has been worse! What type of a cliffhanger is this? Like, not wanting to judge the game, but there certainly are much smoother versions to, like, end a demo. This has literally been midway in the sentence. Oh my god. Okay, well, I guess I see you next time then, when I play the actual game of Dreambound, because I will definitely get it. I need to see it. I need to play it. I'm invested, okay? Yeah. I hope you enjoyed my playthrough of the demo. If you have like any suggestions, any, I don't know, criticisms or advice or whatever, leave it in the comments. I am aware that I am not a professional voice actor, but I still try to like read in different voices and make these videos as enjoyable as possible for you. And I hope they are. Also, on another note, please support the studio who developed this game. It's really nice if you have come here to see me playing the game, seeing the stream, but it would also mean a lot if you like went to their site, maybe on Steam, bookmarked it, support them on Kickstarter, or I don't know, tell your friends about the game and how they can play it, because at least the demo is free, and I think the studio would benefit a lot from that, so don't forget to support the original creators of the media you're consuming. And yeah, see you next time. Bye bye. Bye nya.